सा ब्रह्मेति होवाच ब्रह्मणो वा एतद्विजये महीयत्वमिति ततो हैवमिदाञ्चकार ब्रह्मेति तस्माद्वा एते देवा अवितरामि वान्यान् देवान्यदग्ने वायुरिन्द्रस्ते नेनन्नेदिष्टम् तस्पश्युस्ते केन प्रथमो विदाञ्चकार ब्रह्मेति तस्माद्वा इन्द्रोऽतिदरामि वान्यान् देवान् स केनन्नेदिष्टम् तस्पश्य स केन प्रथमो विदाञ्चकार ब्रह्मेति तस्यैष आदेशो यदेतद्युद्युतो व्यद्युतदा इति न्यमीमिषदा इत्यभिदैवतम् अथाध्यात्मं यदेतद्गच्छतीव च मनोनेन चैतदुपस्मरत्यभीष्णुं सङ्कल्पः तद्धतद्वनं नाम तद्वनमित्युपासितव्यं स य एतदेवं वेदाभिहैनवुं सर्वाणि भूतानि सम्वाचन्ति उपनिषदम्भो ब्रूहीत्युक्ताद उपनिषत् ब्राह्मीं भागवत उपनिषदमब्रूहीति तस्यैतबोधमः कर्मेति प्रतिष्ठा वेदा सर्वाङ्गाणि सत्यमायतनम् यो वा एतामेवं वेदापहत्य पाप्मानमनन्ते स्वर्गे लोके जेये प्रतिष्ठति.
In the involvement of other activities, the other gods forgot Brahman. Indra, Vayu, Agni are the ones who approached, who could come to Brahman, because they didn't forget. All other gods, meaning, gods means all other activities, you get lost in those activities and you forget Brahman. Therefore, they excelled the other gods. Forgetting Brahman means getting involved in other activities. Again, forgetting Brahman means you get involved in other activities. You don't even remember that you have to remember God. Yeah, that's there. You don't even remember that you have to remember God. It means you need some physical representations to remember God. You forget. You know that you will forget. So what do? In those days they do know. They'll tie a knot in the sari, they'll tie a knot in the dhoti. Now, if you forget why I tied the knot, now what to do? Then nothing can be done. So, whenever you look at the knot, you remember what it is for. That is Vayu and Agni. So, other gods involved in the materialistic activities forgot Brahman. Superior to getting involved in the worldly activities is the Saguna Upasana, Saguna Brahman. Between ritualistic worships and the Karma Upasana versus worldly activities, which is considered superior? The Karma Upasana is considered superior. But sir, ritualistic worships and all is so inferior, no? To whom it is inferior is the question. Per se they are not inferior. That's why Vayu and Agni are able to get closer, because at least they are not lost in the other activities. So they were following the Karma, Upasana, Dharma. So that brought them closer to Saguna, Brahman. So, but what happened? They couldn't cross over. They couldn't cross over. Indra stood. Indra stood. How to remember divine? The problem that Vedas have with us is how to make us remember the divine. How to make us remember the divine. That's the problem. Divine means only goodness. That is divine. Divine is not a mixture of good and bad. Divine means only goodness. If everything in the world is divine, then what it means? Only goodness exists. This is Saguna. Nirguna is crossing this also. So, level 1, you need to come to this point of seeing, remembering the divine. Divine means what? Goodness and goodness and goodness only. There is only goodness. But I don't see it like that, sir. Change the way you see. That's all. That is the Upanishad. I am not seeing anything good at all. Then what you should do? Change the way you see. How do you change the way you see? That's why the Upanishad is going to give us some sadhanas. It will give 2 set of sadhanas. The first one for the Nirguna one, the last one for the Saguna. And the Nirguna one you can't even understand how it is a sadhana in the first place. So he gives the sadhana for the Nirguna first, and then he will give the sadhana for the Saguna. So, to conclude verses 2 and 3, what we studied 2 and 3, he said, therefore, who reached first? Agni, Vayu, Indra excelled other gods. How did they excel? They started the karma, upasana and dharma they started. Therefore, they excelled other gods. Other gods means still involved in other worldly activities. At the most, acquire punya, kshine punye. At the most, what will they do? They acquire punya. And then what happens? Kshine punya. Bhagavad Gita, he said it very clearly. Punya will attain kshina. Kshina means what? From the day we checked in, Kshine Punya started. Kshine Punya is not at 11:30 today. Isn't it? Do you understand? When did Kshine Punya start? Before coming here, it's all Punya. Having checked in, each and every moment, each and every night, each and every day, what was going away? The Punya goes down, 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 down. Last lunch, I don't know, at least the last lunch, hope Meera decided to give us some good food. Then I go and ask Meera, at least Meera, good food will be there. No, for 5 days we have been tortured with the food, at least good food you will give. No. No, sir, Rajju decides. Rajju decides. Then I go to Rajju. Rajju Sarpa Nyaya, you know. I go to Rajju. Rajju na rope na artho. Rajju na rope. She's a rope only. At least I said, at least some good food. At least some good food will you give? She will say, no, sir, we decided it 3 weeks back. I am still asking her, who's that we? I am not getting that answer. And everybody is thinking, I decide. No. I didn't get, I am saying, what is the menu? Rajju? No, sir, it's decided. We decided. We decided. I go there, they are saying it is food. God only knows whether it is food or not. Involved in so many other activities, forgetting Brahman. Punya you get, Kshine, Punye. The punya gets reduced, back to square one. Start all over again. Acquire punya. Back to square one. This is what the other gods are doing. This is what the other gods do. Therefore, they don't go anywhere near Brahman. Agni, Vayu, Indra excelled other gods. How did they excel other gods? They started the path. What is the path they started? The karma, the upasana, the dharma, etc. Next mantra. Therefore, Indra. Arthad pongo. Therefore, Indra excels. First, that three excelled. Now, next mantra. Therefore, Indra excelled. I don't know what he did for him to say therefore. Isn't it? Therefore, Indra excels other gods. For he approached this nearest. They all approached, but approached nearest. Brahman directly asked, who are you? Vayu and Agni could not get it. Burn the grass. They could not get it. So they are one step behind. Indra went one step ahead. From Saguna to Nirguna. That is the thing. So, who came as the teacher there? Uma came and here she said Brahman. All that she said is, who is Yaksha? Brahman. Indra understood. Therefore, verily Indra excels other gods. So, the challenge is what? From worshipping the other gods, how to shift the attention to the divine. Other gods means what we saw as the seven pebbles. What we saw as the seven, he is worshipping other gods. From worshipping the seven, you start worshipping the divine. Now, how to shift the attention? Because the mind is going constantly towards that seven. The mind is constantly going towards that seven. And what is the role of God? The role of God also is to help us get that seven. That is what other gods do. They go behind the seven, and what should God do? Help them to get that seven. That way you don't remember God at all, you are only remembering that. Now, how to make you remember the divine? That's where various practices are given. Various practices will be given, and by continuously doing those practices, you will remember. How to remember, when to do, what to do, that's where the calendar comes. The calendar is the reminder of the karma, upasana and dharma. The calendar is the reminder. So, you follow the calendar, follow this Saguna, Nirguna. Is the Upanishadic sequence. Therefore, Indra excels other gods. In and through everything, remember the divine. Again I am repeating. Remembering the divine means a conviction that only goodness exists. Divine means only goodness, which we saw already. There is the prayer before you start an action. There is the prayer after the result comes, whatsoever the result is. Failure, you worship God. Success, do a prayer. Thanksgiving for success and failure. Thanksgiving not only for success. When failure comes, you will not ask why. That's the state of remembrance. the group of people went to Ramana Maharshi in his initial days and said, we should leave this town and go to some other town. Ramana said, why? I came into this town on my own. Why did you come? Yeah, I came here. Why did you come? Unnecessarily you came, and unnecessarily you are hanging around me now, and then you will say I should come with you. That meaning irukadilla. Are you able to follow? He came on his own. He was simply there on his own. A group simply hanged around him, and that group started taking control now. They say, now this town doesn't know your worthiness and value, therefore we should go to some other town. Ramana said, why? Why do you want to go to another town now? Whole day today we went around the market. Nobody gave us anything. So the town doesn't know your value. Oh, idukudana? Is there any other reason? No, this is the only reason. Ramana said, yesterday Arunachala decided we will have food, we had food. Today Arunachala decided no food, no food. Where is the problem? Why he gave food you didn't ask yesterday? No. Now why are you asking? Why you didn't give food today? That is prayer. You follow? Before the action there is the prayer. After the action there is the prayer. It means whatsoever has come is only good, divine prasad. So remembering the divine means remembering the inherent goodness which you are forgetting. Carefully follow. You are not artificially superimposing goodness. You are not projecting goodness. If you superimpose goodness, if you project goodness, very soon you will forget it. Very soon you will. How long can you superimpose? How long can you keep brainwashing yourself? How long can you keep telling yourself, it's only good, it's only good, it's only good. And more you say, it's good, it's good, it's good, you get very frustrated. Why? Because you are so convinced that there is something bad. More you say it is good, more you are getting convinced that there is bad. Only divine means only goodness. If you say only goodness, now what all goes? Politics goes. Apra we will not know what to do. Isn't it? If politics goes, we will not know what to do. Hatred goes. If hatred goes, we will not know what to do. Indra, Vayu, Agni exiled other gods because they shifted. They shifted. Amongst the three, Indra excelled. Amongst the three, Indra excelled. Why? Because Indra had a special access. What is the special access Indra had? What is the special access Indra had? Bahushobhamanam, Uma. Indra had that access to Uma. Therefore, Indra excelled other gods. Thus, he indeed was the first to know Brahman. Indra, Agni, Vayu, amongst all gods, they are the first to know Brahman. Technically speaking, Indra is the first to know Brahman because as soon as you wake up, the first thought arises and you are aware of the first thought. That is where you are closest to Brahman. It means from the beginning, Indra, the thought is closest to Brahman. That's where they say look between two thoughts. When you wake up, what arises first? The thought. And what makes the thought to be aware of? What makes you to be aware of the thought? What is it that is pervading the thought? What is it that is enlivening the thought? Consciousness, Brahman. Therefore, technically also it is clear that Indra was the first to know Brahman. Indra was the first to know Brahman. Because where thoughts arise? Thoughts arise in the mind. When thought arises in the mind, what is enlivening the thought? Brahman, consciousness. What is pervading the thought? Brahman. And then it goes to the next thought. Who is in that thought? Who is enlivening that thought? Brahman. Who is pervading that thought? Brahman. We have seen that already. It creates, it maintains, it sustains, and it dissolves back. It enlivens, it pervades. Pervading and enlivening. Pervading and enlivening is Brahman, is consciousness, is God. Who understood that first? Indra understood that. Therefore he says, thus he indeed was the first to know Brahman. So how to remember the divine? Anganga, you need to have some knots. Whenever you look at that, you remember what you are supposed to do. What is that? Karma, upasana, dharma. The continuous lifestyle of karma, upasana, dharma becomes the reminder. Is it okay till now? This is where the Indra excels other god. First he said Indra, Vayu, Agni. Now he is saying Indra excellent. Technically, how Indra came to know, it's a Vedic word. Indra Sthiti. Indra Sthiti is a Vedic word. Indra Sthiti irundada, if you have that Indra Sthiti, you get to know Brahman. And the later classical Sanskrit, these words don't come. Like Turiyam, Indra Sthiti, Tadvanam. You won't find in the you will not find this in the classical Sanskrit. You will find all this only in the Vedic Sanskrit. Later on he is going to use the word Tadvanam, which is very unique to like Turiyam is the word only comes in Mandukya. It will not come anywhere else. Tadvanam comes only here. Golden disc comes only in Isavasya. See, each and every Upanishad has one unique word. Indra Sthiti. What does Indra Sthiti means? Selflessness, humbleness, eagerness, Shraddha, all put together is called Indra Sthiti. Sthiti means stability. He stood there. Indra Sthiti, they say. Indra Sthiti is reference to this Upanishadic story where Indra stood and Uma said, Sa Brahma. Indra said, understood. Avladha. Indra Sthiti irunda, Sa Brahma. Answer, I understood. But to get to that Indra Sthiti is the problem. And we all try to avoid the Indra Sthiti, and can we get it directly? No. Therefore, he gives two sets of upasanas. One set of upasana which we will study in the next one, and then the last upasana which we will study at the end. Next to two mantras. That's how it's there, no? 4, 5 combined.
Tasyaisha adesho yate tadvidyuto vyadyutada iti nyamimishada ityadidaivatam athatmam yadetat gacchati vachamanodena chaitatupasmaratya vishnagu sankalpaha.
This is its analogy. This is its analogy. That which is like the flash of lightning. Has everybody paid? Mood for with you? ஆன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கணும். ஆன்னு பார்க்குறோம். அதான் அதுக்கு மீனிங். they say no. Beautiful is that ascharya, that wonderment. So the analogy itself is so beautiful, so wonderful it is. This is its analogy, that which is like the flash of lightning. That which is like the blinking of the eyes. That's cosmos. That's the cosmos. Adu macrocosmic. Now microcosmic. That is, as the mind constantly entertains thoughts, so does it go to this. This is sadhana. Shrotrasya shrotram is better. Yeah, Shrotrasya shrotram is better. Even the language of contradictions is much better. Even the language of contradictions is also much better. This is what is the adesha is called. It's called adesha analogy. That's what he says. This is tasyaisha adesha. Adesha analogy. What is the analogy? First analogy. Like the lightning. Like the lightning. The Upanishadic Nirguna Upasana and all will be taken from the nature. Saguna Upasana will come with lot of differences, which we can more relate to the Saguna Upasana is what we can relate to. The Nirguna Upasana is slightly more difficult because ego likes to make everything difficult first. First it has to be made difficult, then only the attainment is meaningful. Correct? This is how the ego functions. Again I repeat. Ego first has to make everything look difficult. And then the attainment is, then only the attainment looks meaningful. Easy like that it comes in. The ego feels, oh, what did I do now? I should have done something. Are you able to follow? Ego has to make everything difficult. Nirguna Upasana says, all difficult just natural, just see the things around itself can be used as the Upasana. Kenopanishad uses the Ashwa as the chariot as the Upasana. In Kenopanishad, the chariot is the Upasana, which is what we study in the Bhagavad Gita. The horses, the senses, the charioteer, the path, all that we keep talking. Yeah. Car. For Nirguna Upasana, car is enough. You see the car, you remember Brahman. How is it difficult? We think to remember Brahman means I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. All this you should do. That's what he's going to say later. ஏன்னா இதெல்லாம் புரியலன்னா அது பண்ணலன்னு அர்த்தம். அது பண்ணிருந்தா இது புரிஞ்சிடும். That's how the connection is. If this is not understood and appearing meaningful, you have not done that. What is that? Mantra 7 and 8. That is Saguna Upasana. First the Nirguna, 4 Upasanas. Lightning Upasana. Blinking. Yeah. Winking illa. Blinking. What is the difference between winking and blinking? There is a difference, no? Correct? Blinking. Natural it is. Winking, you make an effort. That is winking. Something you want. Winking. Blinking is natural. So it's so for Nirguna, they take that which is so natural. Second. The third is thought. 3 and 4. The fourth one, which we will study in the next mantra, Tadvana. That Brahman has to be worshipped as Tadvanam. Now, 4 things. 4 upasanas. First is lightning. Brahman is lightning. What is the uniqueness? Lightning illumines everything in a flash. And it quickly disappears also. Yaksha madri adu. Yaksha appeared, flashed and went back. Brahman as lightning, Brahman as blinking. And then comes Brahman as thought. Three upasanas connected to the three. Adi Daivam, Adi Bhautikam, Adhyatma. The thought is the Adhyatma. Shanti, Shanti. Three Shantis, no? For what? Adi Daivam, Adi Bhautikam, Adhyatmikam. So, Nirguna Upasana is Adi Daivam is also has to be worshipped as or has to be remembered as Brahman, Adi Daivam, Adi Bhautikam and Adhyatmam. Three. When it comes to the Nirguna Upasana, don't look for logic here. Don't look for logic here. It is some remembrance is enough for this person. That's why it is too difficult to comprehend. Like, the boy went to the Guru and said, teach me Brahma Vidya. He gave a pair of cow and, what is the pair? Cow and bull, male and female. Cow and bull. He gave the pair of cow and bull and said, come back after it becomes 1,000. Come back and ask this question. Either part 3, part 4 gap. You come and ask Brahman, what is Brahman? Adhikina badal, give a cow and bull. When it will become 1,000? When it will become 1,000? Bahunam Janmanam it will take. So, he made it into 1,000. By and by it exceeded 1,000. So one day the cow came and told him, now that we have exceeded 1,000, we should go back, no? We should go back, no? We'll go back. As they were walking back, the cow started teaching Brahma Vidya. The cow taught the boy. And as soon as the boy came, the Guru looked at him and said, who taught you? The boy just came. The Guru asked him, who taught you? In the institution, அடுத்த institution போயிட்டீங்களா? இந்த குரு விட்டு அடுத்த குருவா? Who taught you? Guru knows, obviously he knows. Who taught you? The cow taught. What the cow taught you is correct. We cannot even connect to these kind of, we cannot even connect with these kind of upasanas. Don't call it as stories, We cannot, don't call it as stories. We cannot connect with these kind of upasanas. It is such a, so first is lightning upasana, second is blinking upasana, the third is thought upasana. Remembering Brahman as lightning, remembering Brahman as blinking, remembering Brahman as thought. Lightning happens very rarely. Blinking and thought is happening constantly. It means using these two, you can remember Brahman constantly. Every thought, remember? Every thought, remember Brahman. Every blinking, remember Brahman. Brahman is like that. Lightning draws your attention briefly and before you know, it's gone. Vayu and Agni. It came, before it knew what it is, Yaksha disappeared. Darkness before, briefly brightened, darkness again. Because it is still in the realm of Saguna. It's still in the realm of Saguna. Then you shift to the thought, making an effort to shift from Saguna to Nirguna. And then the fourth one, which is the next mantra which we will study, Tadvanam. This Brahman is also known as Tadvanam. When we go there, we will study whatever the Tadvanam is. It is to show it is Brahman that is pervading the macrocosm, and it is Brahman that is pervading the microcosm. It is Brahman there, it is Brahman here. It is called Upasana. Upasana means remembering Brahman. Remembering Brahman through macrocosm and remembering Brahman through microcosm. Because plenty is available in macrocosm and microcosm to remember Brahman. But all this is with me all the time already. But we are not able to use all this to remember Brahman. Then some other upasanas will come later to qualify and come here. Therefore, now the upasana, lightning, blinking and thought. Next mantra.
Tadvanam nama tadvanamityupasikavyam sayayeta devam veda vihainagum sarvani bhutani samvachanti. Tadvanam nama tadvanamityupasikavyam sayayeta devam veda vihainagum sarvani bhutani samvachanti.
That is worshipful indeed, which is known as Tadvanam. That should be meditated upon. All beings very much love him. Indeed, who knows it thus? He is introducing Jnana Palam. How do you know that you are growing? Jnana Palam. Upanishad gives, what did Isavasya give? Tato na Vijugupsate, he said, no. What is the benefit of Brahma Vidya? You gain this knowledge, some indicator is required to know that you are gaining this knowledge. What is the indicator that you have this guy? All beings very much love him indeed. Who knows it thus? What he knows, Tadvanam he knows. You know Tadvanam, everybody will love you. That's why if you remember, I said 3 and 4 will be more complicated than 1 and 2. You know Tadvanam, Sarvani Bhutani Samvachanti. Samvachanti na, they will love you so much and they will adore you so much, they will worship you so much. Wherever you go, you will be glorified, your stuti. Wherever you go, you will be worshipped. Tadvanam. Tadvanam is another unique word. It's a unique word. Very unique. As I said, it is so unique to this Kenopanishad. And what is this Tadvanam? The adorable one, the worshipful one. What does this adorable, worshipful one means? This is a bit technical. This Tadvanam is a bit technical. We'll try to make it. We will try to elaborate it in a way that we could let this Tadvanam make some sense. Mind is alive, as it were, when the thought flows out through the indriyas to the object. Inga padcha mari irukadu. Do you remember having heard it somewhere? Do you remember having read it anywhere? Mind alive when it flows out through the indriyas to the object. இங்கேயா படிச்சிருக்கிறோம் அது? Have we read anywhere? Have we read this anywhere? No, isn't it? அதுக்கு தான் நிறைய நாட்ஸ் போட்டு வச்சிடணும். That's why no much of knots is required. The knowledge of perception, theory of perception. The theory of perception. This is how it happens. The thoughts move out through the indriyas, enveloping the objects, making you to be aware of it and say, I know. The thought goes, strikes the object, comes back as it were, you say, I know. Mind takes the form of the object as it were when the possessor of the mind gains the knowledge. That's where it strikes back. First the thought goes out as it were, envelops the object, and then it strikes back. When it strikes back, you say, I know. I know. Tadvanam is the thoughts going at a speed makes it appear there is no gap at all between two thoughts, because it's going at a speed where we assume that there is no gap at all, and there is a gap. That gap between the two thoughts is called technical word Tadvanam, and that gap is adorable one, worshipful one. We call it as God. That's where Ramana said, look between two thoughts. Adu Tadvanam. Look between two thoughts. Every thought is going near, contacting Brahman and revealing Brahman. Every thought, each and every thought is Tadvanam. Each and every thought reveals Brahman as it were. Whoever knows it becomes adorable one. If you know there is a gap between those two thoughts and that gap is called Tadvanam, everybody starts. You become the worshipful one. That's meaning irka. The mind helps you to remember Brahman through every thought. Again I repeat. Mind helps you to remember Brahman. How is mind helping you to remember Brahman? That is why in Vedanta we don't try to stop the thoughts Allah. In the other meditation they try to stop the thought. You stop the thought, you will not be stuck in the gap. You will fall off to tamas sleep. That's why in Vedantic meditation it is remembering Brahman through the flow. That's Vedantic meditation. That's why we don't try to stop the thought, we don't try to still the thought, we don't want to actually see with the magnified glass what is the gap between. Abdilla mudiyadu. Because it is already explained in part 1 and 2 that it is beyond that which enlivens the thought but which the thought cannot understand. That which enlivens the thought but the thought cannot understand. Whoever understood this becomes the adorable one. Tadvanam Nama. Very unique word. Lot of Sanskrit goes behind it. You have to, if you go into the Bhashyas and study a lot, there will be lot of explanations covering all this. Now we don't have time, nor do we have the background to understand all this. But sir, if I study Sanskrit, will you understand? Try it out. Because you will study only classical Sanskrit, and Vedic Sanskrit is so different. How? 25-30 years you have to sit and study. If you want to do, actually do it. Who's stopping you? But don't try to understand Tadvanam and all through in a 10-minute session. You cannot understand. Just as you cannot understand Turiyam in Turiyam is not experience of Brahman. We are not talking about the very word itself and how the word is connecting to this. Very beautiful explanation. Tadvana upasana. So now we got 4 upasanas for Nirguna. What is the 4 upasanas? Lightning, blinking, thought, gap between the thoughts. 4 upasanas we got. Indra did these 4 upasanas. So he became closest to Brahman because he was able to do. So 4 upasanas. 4-way upasana means upasana, that which helps you to remember Brahman, that which takes you closer to Brahman. What is that? Lightning, blinking, thought, the thought between the thought, the gap between the 2 thoughts. Whoever does this, the last one says, all beings very much love him indeed. All beings, the entire creation. The entire creation loves him. Loves him here means what? Here loving is not in the sense of what we understand as love. What it means is Sarvani Bhutani Samvachanti. What does Samvachanti means? Have you ever heard Samvachanti as love? That's why all these Vedic words are so beautiful. Samvachanti. The Sanskrit word is Samvachanti, very much love. What does the Samvachanti means? That's what I said in the beginning. A stuti, a worship. Every sam is the sambandha, the association. The way that they will associate is how adorable. They will worship you. Not that this person is interested in worshipping. This is the jnana phalam. First he gives the jnanam and then the sadhanas to get there, and then the jnana phalam, the benefit of knowledge. What is the benefit of this knowledge? You will be adorable. You will be lovable. Lovable, everybody will start smiling at you. Will be not in that sense. Not in that sense. Adorable. Samvachanti means namaskara. Samvachanti is namaskara. Wherever all beings will do namaskara. That's what it means. Samvachanti means namaskara. Loving. Now how to, actually you should, you translated it as, one who knows this, all beings will do namaskara. When will you do namaskara? When will you do namaskara? See, in love there is an equality. In namaskara there is the higher. Yeah. Correct? The Guru will say, I am your friend. You will not put your hands on the Guru's shoulders and say, Vada, no? Will you do that? The Guru will say, I am your friend. But from what will you do? You will only namaskara. You follow? Samvachanti means the entire, all beings will do namaskara. All beings will do namaskara means they all will lose their guna in front of you. Tiger will become tigerlessness in front of that person. That's where you find some of the pictures, no, where all the species will be sitting around him and that person will be looking somewhere up and everything will be sitting so blissfully around. Have you seen those pictures? Samvachanti. That is called Samvachanti. How to describe all that? So in English you have to say it as all beings love. Actually it is not love. It is adorable. Namaskaraha it is. Namaskara. It means what? You come in front. As long as you are in front of that Tadvanam, you will lose your nature. As soon as Tadvanam goes, our real nature will come in. In the very, very initial stages, Alok will say this. Swamiji's room is very weird, no? You go there, nothing seems to be there. You come out, everything comes back. That is Tadvanam. Adorable means all your individual gunas will simply disappear in front. That's why you feel in front of it, in front of Brahman, in front of the Tadvanam, in front of the person who knows it, you feel you are also that. Are you able to follow? That is Tadvanam. You go in front, you will also feel you are that. All beings very much become like him who knows it thus. For 24/7, if I live with, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Lightning blinking madri I don't know. Yeah, nothing will happen. Because third day, you will start seeing all the doshas there also. Yeah, and now it keeps coming back, no? Adorable. Beautiful it is. Adorable. So, tadvanam, tadvanam iti upasitavyam. From that word, from this word, we keep using this upasana, upasana, upasana. This upasana is translated as meditated. Meditation, not in the way that we think about meditation. Meditation means remembrance. It should be remembered. It should be remembered. It should be remembered. The language of the Vedas, again and again repeating. Language of the Vedas is not discovering. Language of the Vedas is remembering. Remember. 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 What you should remember? You are that. What you should remember? You are that. Whoever gains this knowledge, what is the knowledge they gained? By following, by remembering Brahman through lightning, blinking, thought, Tadvanam, the gap between the thoughts. Everybody will start doing Namaskara to you. Meaning, anybody comes in contact will lose their guna, that their individual guna will disappear. That's why we say Sannidhyam, no? You go there, you are lost. You are lost. You are lost means your gunas are lost. That becomes an inspiration for you. That becomes an inspiration for you. So, adorable means, the Sannidhyam means the presence and providing inspiration. This is jnana. This is the benefit of knowledge. First he said knowledge, and then the sadhanas, and then jnana palam. Are you okay till now? Next mantra.
Upanishadam ho broohi tyuktata upanishad rami bhavata upanishadam abruveti.
Upanishadam ho broohi
tyuktata upanishad rami bhavata upanishadam abruveti.
This is the Upanishad taking it to the height, the climax. Beautiful climax. Sir, Boho Bruhi Upanishad. Boho na sir nartham. Boh means sir. Sir, teach the Upanishad. Anjanala kaade gekliya. Isn't it? 5 days. You didn't hear a single word or what? Bruhi Upanishadam. Oh sir, teach the Upanishad. Answer. Ukta te. அதான் சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டானே. What is teach me the Upanishad? The Upanishad has been imparted to you. Verily we have imparted the Upanishad of Brahman to you. Upanishadambo bruhi brahmi vavata Upanishadam abrumeti. சொல்லி கொடுங்க. சொல்லி கொடுத்தாச்சு. இது என்ன கான்வர்சேஷன் இது? வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அ கான்வர்சேஷன் இது? டீச் த உபனிஷத். Upanishad is taught. Who is that Yaksha? Brahma. Understood. No drama. What kind of cheating this is, isn't it? எவ்வளோ சார், எவ்வளோ கொஸ்டின் கேட்குறோம். How many questions I have to ask, how many things and all I have to do, so much ego has to do. And here he says, who is this Yaksha? Brahma. Sa Brahma. Understood. Teach the Upanishad. Upanishad correct? No. The Upanishad is taught already. Shrotrasya Shotram Tadeva Brahmatvam Vidhi Nedam Yadidam Upasate. Apram part 2. My beautiful thing. Adum புரியலையா? வாயு, அக்னி, இந்திரா ஸ்டோரி புதுசு புதுசாக என்னெல்லாமோ ஸ்டோரி சொல்கிறோம். And then Nirguna Brahman, Soguna Brahman, another story. And then came Upasanas, lightning, blinking, thought, gap between Tadvanam. Definitely you should ask. Definitely what you should ask? Rajkumar. அடுத்த Kenopanishad retreat எப்ப சார்? That's what you should ask. You should not ask next Upanishad. You should ask next Kenopanishad when we will do. Already done. முடிச்சிட்டார். யாரும் எந்த போக மாட்டேங்கிறா. Nobody is getting up and leaving. Mantra 8.
Tasyaitavodamah karmeti pratishthaveta sarvangani satyamayatanam. Tasyaitavodamah karmeti pratishthaveta sarvangani satyamayatanam.
This we don't want to hear. This we will not like to hear from the Upanishad. Tapaha, austerity, damaha, restraint, and karmaha, action are its foundation. Vedas, knowledges are all its limbs. Satyam, truth is its abode. So, Pratishta, Anga, Ayatanam. Beautiful mantra. 3 things he is saying. What are the 3 things? Some of these words are in the commentary. If you miss it, don't worry. Refer to the commentary. It's there. Pratishta, foundation. Second, Anga, limbs. The third, Ayatanam, abode of Brahman. 3 things in one mantra. The way to retain the Upanishadic teaching, the way to understand the Upanishadic teaching, the way by which you can say from Aham Sharira to Aham Brahma. How can you say that? How can you even remember that? How can you even say that? The 3 practices. What are the 3 practices? Number 1, Tasyai Tapaha, austerity, Damaha, restraint, Karmaha, action, are its Pratishta, foundation. Foundation means that which is not seen. When you see something, you understand foundation is that which is not seen. It's not visible. You see something outside and you understand it is backed by a strong foundation. What is that strong foundation? Tapas, restraint, and karma. Yeah. Tapas. எல்லா ஏர் கண்டிஷன் ஆஃப் பண்ணா சார் முதல்ல ஏசி வரட்டும், அப்புறம் we will talk about tapas, isn't it? Then we will talk about tapas. Little bit of discomfort itself is not agreeable. Tapas is the natural law of life. Does growth happen in comfort or does growth happen in discomfort? What is the natural law? Dharma. If you want to grow, does growth happen in comfort or growth happens in discomfort? Discomfort for others. Yeah, correct, discomfort, sir. But for everybody else, discomfort is the medium for growth. For me, comfort is the growth. Even to Rajju, I said, one day lunch la don't put salt. She didn't listen. One day lunch la put some extra salt. She didn't listen. And see who complains, who doesn't complain. There you know tapas. I said, but sir, people will not like it. I said, okay. I said that. Did I say that? I said, no salt for one meal. See who quietly eats and goes. See who complains. Shrotrasya Shrotam discussion is very good, sir, because it is not attacking our ego. This tapas, tapaha, damaha, karmaha and all is attacking our ego. That which attacks the ego is the foundation. If you want to know Brahman, there is the foundation that is required. What is the foundation? That which attacks your ego, that which dilutes your ego, that which makes your ego to bow down. It makes your ego to bow down. Narayanji, dormitory should be the right place. But you know, again, AC illa, fan illa, kath illa, food illa, na what do we do? Tapas. That's why 50 people can't go together and do tapas. 1 or 2 can go individually and do tapas. You follow? Group tapas, sir. Group indulgence is possible. Group partying is possible. Tapas is Manish, correct? No. You can do tapas only as an individual. As a group, you can only have fun, party. Isn't it? Then I said, at least don't give any desserts. Something to eat we are giving itself is a luxury. Actually, 1 meal a day is enough. Why do you need 3 meals a day? Just 1 meal, morning water, afternoon meal, dinner, water is more than enough. No, sir, but I have this diabetic, I have this, and then if you don't, what will happen? Okay. I don't want to call ambulances here and all. Therefore, might as well give 3. Might as well give 3 meals. What is tapas? The senses drag the mind. The senses drag the mind. It gets entangled. It drags the mind and it gets entangled. So, tapas is what? Senses. Sense control. Sense control. The biggest problem today is everybody wants mind control. Nobody wants sense control. Because sense control looks like kiddish talk. Mind control makes you look like you are high above. I don't know where you are. You follow? Tapaha is sense control. It is in relation to the senses. Sense control patti yaarthu pesuvom? Sakshita then you can talk. Isn't it? Raj kitta enna pesano? Mind control la? Onnume pesa kudadhu. You follow? The first thing, tapas, restraining. Restraining what? Sense regulation. Regulation of the senses is called tapas. Foundation of Brahma Vidya. Foundation of Brahma Vidya is not the words. It's not it's not the word, it's not the knowledge, it's not the intelligence. It is tapas. First thing is tapas. Sir, teach me the Upanishad. Question. Upanishad is taught. Sishya Uvacha. Idella number, we are bringing in something to make you understand the flow. So Sishya Uvacha. What is Sishya Uvacha? Upanishad is over. It is taught. Sishya Uvacha. What did Sishya say? I'm not able to retain it. I'm not able to grasp what you are saying. Even if I grasp, it's so elusive. Even before I leave the room, it's evaporating. Buddha said, knowledge is like water on a hot iron plate. Even before it touches the plate, it evaporates. Knowledge is like that. What you taught to me is happening like that. What should I do? What should I do? Upanishad means what? Teach me the Upanishad means teach me that which will help me to remember the teaching. Otherwise, the Guru should have gotten very angry when he said, repeat the Upanishad. Now, how angry he should have gotten? Because non-stop, Matranam potent, he is talking. I'm saying, this is after hearing all this, repeat, na? Harmathilendu varala, sir. We'll start from the repeat the Upanishad. He is not asking to repeat the Upanishad. He is asking for methods that will help you to retain the teaching of the Upanishad, so that you can do the upasanas properly and understand Brahman. Understand Brahman, become Brahman. Understanding here we are using it synonymous with becoming Brahman. So, the first discipline is what? Tapas. Second discipline, Damaha, restraint. You pull the senses, you pull the mind. You pull the senses, you pull the mind. Karmaha, action. Discipline of tapas and tapaha and damaha, the trained mind which is through tapaha and damaha will perform karma. Karma in Upanishadic language, karma in Vedantic language is, karma means what? Performing your duty selflessly. Nitya naimittika karma done with the right attitude is karma. Kuruvanneveha karmani. So in Vedas, whenever the word karma comes, what it means is nitya naimittika karma with the right attitude. The right bhava. The right bhava. The right bhava. So, action and attitude goes together. You can't segregate the two. Action always goes with the right attitude. You can't segregate action and attitude as though they are two separate entities. They are so integrated. Action with right attitude is karma. These three disciplines serve as the foundation. Serve as the foundation. The three disciplines. Sense control, mind control. Raga dvesha control. One is the sense attractions. Another is the raga dvesha. Tapas, tapaha and damaha. When you do both, you are so much available for nitya naimittika karma. If you are not doing tapas, if you are not doing tapaha and damaha, what will you be doing? You will be doing something. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu dishtatya akarma krit. It's not that you will not be doing. What you will be doing? Instead of useful actions, you will end up doing useless actions. So karmaha means useful action. Opposite of karma is useless action. It is a type of action. So, tapas, tapaha and damaha prepares you for useful action. What is tapaha? Senses. Sense restraint. What is sense restraint? You are hungry, you don't immediately rush for food. You are thirsty, you don't immediately rush for water. Bottle பக்கத்திலே வச்சுன்னு இருக்கக்கூடாது. Let me be thirsty, it's okay. Few minutes. That few minutes, the capacity to postpone it by a few minutes is tapas. Not lifetime. You are not starving yourself to death. You are not committing suicide. When you can postpone it by few minutes, you know the demand, how powerful is the demand, and how you are so helpless in front of it. How do you understand your helplessness? The words you hear, you repeat the words and you talk the words, you think you have already done tapas and damaha. You believe you have already finished these two. You only say, I have finished everything, sir, only Brahman has not yet come. Isn't it? Everything I have finished, Brahman da varla. Your technique is wrong. Yeah. Not my technique, the Upanishadic technique is wrong, because tapas is done, damaha is done, everything is done. I should have been realized. In fact, I am realized. I am not only saying it, that's all. Yeah, in fact, I am realized only. Just not saying it. Humility, sir. That was what. Just the capacity to postpone it by a few seconds, few minutes. First by few minutes, and then by few hours, and then by few days. You follow? All religions practice fasting and maunam. You know that, no? All religions practice fasting. All religions practice maunam. Health reasons, sir. Anything higher, we have to bring it to the level of the body and make it look like a food recipe. Why, sir? Because body gets toxins, so you have to detox. Therefore, fasting. Shabarimala fasting na detox. Ramzan fasting na detox. At the insult kadave kadayadu. What an insult to that discipline of fasting, and incidentally it happens. But the focus is not to that. The focus is tapas. Focus is not to keep your body healthy. Let the body goes to dust. What are you going to preserve the dust for? How long will you try to preserve it? For what are you preserving it? The focus is not on health. The focus is on tapas. Incidentally, you will be healthy also. Yeah, incidentally, you will be healthy. Mohan will produce cornflakes also. Yeah, incidental that is, isn't it? The brewery will produce cornflakes, which is more incidental. That's not the business, no. Health becomes, when you do tapas, health is incidental, byproduct. You don't do it for health. Tapas, meditation, upasana, japa, all this has become so grossly materialistic. So, can't use the word, but the truth is so sickening. Last 15 minutes in the language, because Upanishad is over, session is over, we all will run away now. Yeah. First day, very difficult. Teju. Last day, before you even realize what is happening, it's over, done. This is tapas. Tapas is sense control. Damaha is raga dvesha control. Raga dvesha control. Both if you practice tapas and tapaha and damaha. If you do these two, the third one comes. What is the third one? Karma. And karma means nitya naimittika karma. Doing your nitya naimittika karma with the right attitude. What is doing nitya naimittika karma with right attitude? The attitude of rina and the attitude of Chitta Shuddhi. Two things. The attitude of Rina. Rina means gratitude. So, Nitya Naimittika karma done with the attitude of gratitude for Chitta Shuddhi. As karma. These three disciplines is the foundation of Brahman. Avra Angani. Angani means what? Knowledges, Vedas. All knowledges for which we have four names. Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. Veda means knowledge, all knowledges. Four names will be given to us, Rig, Yajur, Samaveda. In fact, all knowledges. Any knowledge is Anga of Brahman. That's why they say 64 types of Vidyas, they say. All knowledges are Brahman only. And what is the difference between all other knowledges and Vedic knowledge? Vedic knowledge directly talks about Brahman. All other knowledges indirectly talks about Brahman. Any knowledge is about Brahman only. Vedic knowledge is direct. Other knowledges are indirect. Because it is direct, we give it a slightly superior status, that's all. But what it means by knowledge is all knowledges. It could be any knowledge. Therefore, in Vedanta, there is no such thing called secular knowledge, spiritual knowledge. All knowledges are spiritual only. Direct or indirect is the difference. Are you able to follow? Therefore, the second thing, Vedas are all its limbs. Ayatanam. Satyam. Satyam. And what is this Satyam? Dharma, what complicated is? If Dharma is complicated, Satyam is far more complicated. What is Satyam? The alignment of Manasam Karma, Vachikam Karma, Kayakam Karma. The alignment of thought, word and deed is Satyam. The thought, word and deed are aligned. Thought is saying something, word is saying something, action is something else. Truth is its Satyam. Satyam Ayatanam. Tapas. Teaching the Indriyas that don't rush behind the objects in the hope of joy. That is tapas. Teaching the Indriyas. Don't run behind the world. Don't chase the objects in the hope of illusory, delusory joy. That is tapas. Damaha. Courage to refuse to go with the mind wherever it goes. Mind goes everywhere. You don't go everywhere. Wherever the mind goes, you go with the mind. Damaha means what? Restraint means what? I will be here. Let the mind go wherever. Immediately mind will not go anywhere. Because unless you cooperate, mind can't go. Are you able to follow? Again I repeat. Unless you cooperate, mind can't go. So, Damaha is a non-cooperation movement. Yeah. Damaha is a non-cooperation movement with the mind. Wherever you go, pinnadilla na varmatta. Wherever you go, I will not come behind you. I will be here. Full stop. Automatically mind will be there. So, senses are restrained. Restrained senses as balam. Balam indriyanicha sarvani. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. First day, invocatory prayer. First day we study the. So the Indriya gets the Bhalam through this. Damaha. So the Indriyas are powerful. The mind is available all the time at your command. And you do the Nitya Naimittika karma with the right bhavana. Very soon you will become Indra. Very soon you will become Indra Sthiti you will get. When that Indra Sthiti comes, Bahushobhamanam, adu sollungo. Bahushobhamanam. How the Guru will come? Dazzling beauty. Dazzling beauty na kannu edukave mudiyadu, isn't it? You can't take your eyes off. And how much ever you see, you still want to keep seeing. Almost like infatuation it looks. It's not infatuation. Because this vision you will have towards the entire creation. Remember this. It is not towards one person. That is not it. The entire creation you see it like that. Are you able to follow? That's the beauty. It's not about, it may start with one person in the beginning. That's all. But very soon, Mavid Vishavahai. Upanishad. We have come one full circle. We have come back to the invocatory prayer now. Let us not develop any relationships now. You don't start another new one now. You don't start another new one. Ma with Shavahai. Satyam. This capacity to live is Satyam. Strength, the balam comes from the Satyam. So karma is taken care of, Satyam is taken care of, Dhammaha is taken care of, Tapas is taken care of. Artha mantra padinga.
Vayetamekam vedavahatya papmanamanante swarge loke jeye pratitishthati Vayetamekam vedavahatya papmanamanante swarge loke jeye pratitishthati.
Indeed, he who thus knows this, having completely destroyed sin, is established in the boundless supreme realm of experience. He is established. This refers to the Brahman. This is Brahman. So, indeed, who thus knows Brahman, through what? Satyam, Dhamma, Tapa, all that now. All that you have to remember. Ayatanam, Anga, all that you remember. Having completely destroyed sin. Apahatya. Hatya means killing. Hatya means killing, destruction. Apahatya, like the roasted seed. Apahatya is like the roasted seed. What is roasted seed? It cannot sprout again. It cannot sprout again. Apahatya. You become like a Pacha kalliya irkama, vartha kalliya irkanu. Shankar, purida? So that apahatya means like the roasted. See, you are completely, there is no potential to sprout. Meaning, ignorance is destroyed. Ignorance is destroyed. Apmanam anante. Surge, loke, jeye, pratitishthati. Oh, last mantra. Pratitishthati. Pratitishthati. Upanishad is beautifully he is concluding. Indeed, he who thus knows this, having completely destroyed sin, Swarge loke. Swarge loke. Meaning, even if you miss, what will happen? Even if you miss, what will happen? If not Jivan Mukti, Kaivalya Mukti is at least guaranteed. Swarge loke. Mukti is guaranteed. Innathuku worry. Mukti is guaranteed. Jivan Mukti. If not Jivan Mukti, Kaivalya Mukti. What is Kaivalya Mukti? Kaivalya Upanishad. You go to Brahma Loka and Brahma will teach you there. From there you go. It means what? Plan A, Jivan Mukti. If plan A, Jivan Mukti doesn't work out, plan B, Kaivalya Mukti. Either way you don't lose anything. Have Shraddha. Have Shraddha and follow what? Whatever is said in the previous mantra. Tapaha, Damaha, Karmaha, Satyam. Yeah. Two things. Either Jivan Mukti, freedom. If not Jivan Mukti, Kaivalya Mukti. Oh, but sir, Kaivalya Mukti I don't want. Do some punya and then see what it is, you will know. You will want it. Very difficult to get rid of that. Oh my God. Very difficult. Very difficult to get rid of that. Anyway, the Upanishad says that also is easy. Why? Who will teach you there? Lord Brahma himself will teach you. Where did Lord Brahma teach us? Kaivalya Upanishad. Remember the Kaivalya Upanishad? Where the teacher is Lord Brahma and the conversation happens in Brahmaloka. Yeah. Non-stop bus or one-stop braking. Reza. Non-stop to Elleva, one-stop break to Elleva. Either way you will reach. Either way you will reach. In the initial stages, taking a break looks. In the initial stages, taking a break looks better than non-stop. Yeah. Swarge, loge, eye, pradidishtati, pradidishtati. The same word repeated twice is an indication that the Upanishad is over. Apmanam, anantam, swarge, loke, jeye, pradidishtati, pradidishtati. We conclude the Upanishad. Mantra 1 padchirunga.
Shitam padati preshitam manam ena prana prathama praiti yuktaha ene shitam vachamimam vadanti chakshushrotram kaudevo yunakti